Hey, it is that time. The Streamers Hub is now on. I am your host, DJ Strick, and I'm excited to have you with me tonight. This is going to be a great one. So, whether you're watching right now or you're even watching in the replay, thank you for taking the time to check this particular show out. We will be talking about optimizing streaming workflow. So, I'm going to work through it all, and I'm hoping after today's show, and you'll be a better streamer, you'll be a better content creator, and you will have everything you need to be able to do it and do it very well. So again, welcome to the Stream Show. If you can tell, I have some new elements. Had an opportunity to work on my own little countdown for the show. And I do want to tell you this little bitty tidbit about what I did to kind of help you. So of course, I do a lot of content creation or graphics inside of Canva and did an easy little countdown. I did have to kind of find a countdown, put it in Canva, and then did my graphics around that countdown. So, the reason why it's a little dark because the background of the countdown was actually black. So, you don't see that it's a square around the numbers that's being counted down. But one of the things that I do want to tell you that I did, we're only streaming now, especially the countdown, is only being streamed on YouTube. So I actually went into the YouTube studio, and in there they have what they call a music library. So I took two songs, put them together to give me my 3 minutes worth of time. I could have found a 3 minute song, but it was actually a 2 minute song, and I cut down one song to get to the end of the particular countdown. So by me using music from YouTube, I don't have any copyright issues, either for me or for OneStream Live, because we are streaming on OneStream's YouTube channel. So they're able to use the same songs just like I am through YouTube with no copyright issues. You got to like that. So that's just a bonus for the day as you're coming in. Please say hello. Let me know where you're from, and Erica's here already. So, hello to you, Erica. Thank you for hanging out with me here on the Streamers Hub. I like the Streamers Hub. It's actually something that we started. I don't know how long I've been doing it now. Yes, I do. We started the first Monday, the last Monday, not the first Monday, the last Monday in March this year. And we've been running right along every Monday, giving you guys some of the best content for One Stream Live. And hopefully, this is really helping you. So if you're watching this video, please give me a like on a video today. Let me know that you're liking the content and that you appreciate us taking the time to kind of build community around what OneStream Live is doing. If you don't know, let me do this real quick. If you don't know this news, I'm going to give you this. So it's not new news, but if you don't know that OneStream Lives had its studio in beta, and you can actually go into and be a part of the beta group. There is a group on Facebook, but more importantly, go into your dashboard inside of OneStream Live and say that you want to use the new studio. I am using the new studio. I use it all the time. And with that, you're just giving yourself more opportunity to kind of see what's next for One Stream Live. You want to see what's next? I mean, it's really all in there. So definitely go into the dashboard, see where you can get into the studio beta and use all of the new tools. And in just a little while, it will go live for everyone. There's some things that they're working through from a development standpoint, but in a little while, you guys will have studio and it will be live for everybody. And I think it's really, really cool. Beta is live for everyone that wants to be in the beta program, but we will release it really soon with all of its bells and whistles. That being said, why not jump right on in to what we want to talk about tonight? And Steve, thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I'm hoping that talking about optimizing your streaming workflow will, the idea is this is not going to be all encompassing, okay? because you have to pay for all encompassing tutorial on live streaming workflow. So I'm going to give you some high level tips to be thinking about tonight. So, what's going to happen, Erica, as you and Steve, if you guys are listening tonight, hopefully it makes you think about your workflow. And maybe I say some things that you haven't thought of. Maybe you add some things to your workflow, or maybe you say in the comments, Strick, don't forget about this in your workflow. And I would think, wow, that's a great idea. Let's add this to what we're talking about in workflow. So, the workflow that I'm talking about tonight, so everyone knows, I'm actually talking about your live streaming workflow, and it's from beginning to end. And the end, I'll tell you already, the end is we're repurposing our material. Okay. We're repurposing our long form content into shorts, reels, and TikToks. That's the end. But before we get there, I'm going to kind of go all the way through what it takes to get there. So let me get started with sharing my screen here so you can see what I'm doing. And I'll check back in with you guys in just a second, the ones that are on YouTube checking us out. I'll check you out in just a second, but let me add this in. And of course, I have a place that I like to be when I actually share my screen. I like being over to the right, and that may be your left. I don't know how you're seeing it, but it's over on my right on the screen here. And I just kind of hang out over here while I go through all of the slides. That being said, we're optimizing streaming workflow. And the first thing I want you guys to think about before you do anything else. All right. Before you start on anything, you want to have, as best as you can, the right equipment for the job, guys. You want to have the right equipment. And once you get what you think is the right equipment, you want to test your equipment. Okay. You want to test your equipment, and that may not always be, you say, well, I've been doing this for a while. The equipment has been tested. I test my speeds every time I go live. Before I go live, I make sure I test my speeds on the internet so that for whatever reason, I did have a problem a while back with my modem and my router and my cable provider, my internet provider. So I always check just to be sure I don't have to reset something. I mean, these are computers, right? I actually do reset my computer. If you're getting started, I suggest that you use a private Facebook page to go live to, or make it your YouTube channel like the live feed, make it private and test everything out. Get comfortable with trying to produce some content, okay? Making sure your mic sounds right, making sure the audio is right, making sure everything is right, the lighting is right, the camera is right, everything is in focus. I would test it a couple of times before I actually went live. All right. I would test it a couple times before I went live just to be sure things are there. And you can go back and watch the video yourself. When you're testing, don't have the attitude, well, I don't want to watch it. I'm so embarrassed about how I look and how I sound. I don't want to watch it. It is a test. I'll say that again. It is a test, okay? Be sure you look, sound right before you go live, and test the live by just having a private link to either YouTube or Facebook, and then watch it and critique yourself, right? You will thank me later for that tip. All right. It will save you a lot of headaches. All right. I have, and I don't know what experience you have. I know that I have a young lady by the name of I want to say Colleen, but it's Kayleen, and I'm mispronouncing it. But she has some broadcast experience, like television broadcast experience. She might not need to test as much because she's so experienced at how to address a camera and to do some streaming and all of that. I have 15 plus years of radio experience. This thing, streaming, live streaming, does not intimidate me at all, but you may be a person that is very intimidated by a lot of the technology and all the bells and whistles that you have to look at. And if you can practice that in a private setting where no one else can see it, that you can then rewatch, you can watch yourself go through the thought process. You can look at yourself and say, okay, when this happened, I was thinking about this, and then that's where my eyes went, and all of that. So you're able to see it, critique yourself, and then correct the mistakes before you actually go live. And I want to tell you this, guys, don't be afraid of the audience. A lot of us are building audiences. We don't have millions of views. You can correct a mistake on your next video if you do make a mistake. All right. So I want to calm down just a little bit by doing some testing and then allowing yourself space to make mistakes if you do. All right. The next thing I want you to be aware of, let me get to my spot. I want you to be aware of that went twice, not twice. I need it one time. Start with the end in mind. Okay. Start with the end in mind. So just like if you're running a race, okay, how do I get to this finish line? You know, most runners know, especially as marathons, they practice so much, they know the speed they need to be going in every part of the race for them to get to the time that they want. And they get to the time that they want, they can then position themselves as a winner of the race or just a winner for their own numbers, like they beat their own record. You know, sometimes people run races not to be the number one or number two. They just want to run and beat their own record in a group of people. All right. Marathoners do that all the time. That being said, when we're talking about streaming, okay, when we talk about streaming, you want to start with the end in mind. The end is to have whatever long form content you're trying to create. There's several things you can create: tutorials, you can do entertainment. There's several different types of content that you can be doing to make a difference. Whatever that is, what are you going to do once it's completed? What I recommend, based off of what the trends are, is to repurpose your long form content into reels, TikToks, and shorts. So when I say start with the end in mind, I'm saying that you want to, in the best of your ability, be able to produce content that can be reduced in size. So if you're a talker, and you can talk for 10 minutes straight, you're reducing the amount of short form content. If you talk for 10 minutes straight about the same subject, and then on and on and on, you don't take a break, a breath, or you don't transition to other topics, or you don't say it in such a way with your phrasing to actually be able to pull out 15, 30, 60 seconds to use for short form content. You're missing an opportunity to repurpose your content. Okay. So when I was, and I'm thinking I'm going to get to this. Um, I may get to this later. Let me say that I do have an example. I had an opportunity because I've been in the radio business for a long time to interview a lot of celebrities, but one stood out more than others. And in a little while, I'm going to tell you about how and why he stood out. That being said, let's go to the next thing. So, as you start with the end in mind, you're going to do long form content, live streaming it, and then you want to go to the next steps. I'm ready. I got the end in mind. What I'm going to do next? Next thing you want to do is just be very, very prepared. Be very prepared. Now, if you like doing tutorial videos like I'm doing right now, I say practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice, practice, practice. Understand the information you're giving out and be prepared to do that. The picture is ready. If the picture is really the right thing, I'm trying to say be ready. Okay. Be ready to be able to give the information out. Be prepared with whatever you are doing, however you're doing it. People are coming to you to get information. What is it that you are doing that makes it worth their time? I really want to say that and just throw it out there and let it sit. Are you doing what it takes to not waste other people's time because you're prepared, you're ready to go with the material, and you can be concise? You have uh, done all you could do. At least know what it is that you're talking about. and I promise you, it'll make a difference. So I'm gonna go couple more slides here, and then I'm going to stop because I do want to see what's going on in the comments inside of YouTube, just in case you guys have some answers or some questions or some comments that can help where we are. So the next thing I want you to guys to think about as you are preparing yourself, you are ready to go. You want to be sure everybody else is ready to go. Let me get to the side here so you can see my great slide. You want to make an announcement about it. All right. You want to make an announcement. Let me do this really, really quick. Come off the screen here. And I want to be sure, yes, I want to be sure that even while I'm talking about this, I do want to go and see what you guys are talking about. And also, I want to correct this word right here because as I am doing this so fast, I missed a C and an E. How did I do that? I don't know. But sometimes that happens. What do you guys say it over YouTube? Let me see if I go back over here. So Talk Virtual is always learning from you. That's what Erica says. So Erica, thank you so very much for saying that. I try my best to help as much as I can to be sure that people actually get something out of what I am doing. And you never want to produce something or do something where people are not learning, right? I don't want that to happen. I want to be sure that every time I come on, that you guys are getting something from me. And why not produce something that you can be proud of and could be done in the right way? Okay. So one of the things, one of the tools that I use to kind of make myself look professional is Canva. And because it's wide open on my computer, I can actually go in and make the changes that I need when I miss letters in words that I know how to spell. Okay. So make announcements. Guys, use so Erica's in the comments in YouTube, and she's one of those people that say, hey, use all of the social media channels that you can to go to. Use all the social media channels that you can to announce it. So there are ways for you to use pre-recorded video as it is live to go to other social media platforms to talk about your live stream. So my suggestion is make a 5-minute commercial about your live streaming coming up. 5 minutes. It didn't have to be five. It can't be one. So between three and well, I just say this between 2 and 5 minutes long, you want to have a commercial about your live stream. Just talk, 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 talk. Make it engaging, 2 to 5 minutes long, and you're able to send it to all your social media channels through one stream live, and it will go and play as is live. And I say duplicate it, have it go a couple of times, right? There's no harm, no foul. People will get a chance to see it, and if they see it a couple of times, it's okay. They're everybody. We already know how the social media platforms are handling our content. All of our subscribers, followers, and friends are not seeing our content, so you're not going to overwhelm somebody. And if you do, most of the time, it's someone close to you. They'll tell you, and you can tell them, hey, I know you may have seen it a couple times, but I have so many followers that haven't seen it yet. So I want to be sure that people know that I am about to go live. Why do you want people to know you're going live? Listen, you're taking the time to privately test your system. You're taking the time to be prepared and know the material. You are ready to go. So as you're making an announcement, make those announcements. Let me say it this way, make those announcements with confidence that people are going to see your announcements, whether it's a reel, whether it's a video, 2 to 5 minute long, talking about what you are prepared to do at a particular time live, because you want people to be there with you. And if people are there with you, it breeds engagement. Okay, guys. And that's what you really want. That's what you so if you made the announcement, what's what are we gonna do next? Well, the next thing I'm gonna do is get to the corner here, and then I'll throw up this next slide. And what you want to do is listen, just go live. Just go live, pull the band-aid off, and just do it. Don't be afraid of doing it. Just go live. You've done all you can to prepare yourself. Okay? Don't be afraid. I know it could be extremely intimidating to press the button and the your live sign goes off. But it is okay. You've done all you can to prepare. Calm down, present your material, do your show, whatever it is. So, when I'm going live, especially here in the Streamers Hub, I do have a countdown. So all of the systems kind of catch up with each other. I use that countdown, even myself, as an opportunity to calm down. I'm preparing for the show. When it strikes 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I actually am pressing the button for the countdown, and then I am live streaming. So when you come on, you're seeing the countdown and not me. And I promise you guys, using the five right now, my latest video is just 3 minutes of a countdown. It allows me to have 3 minutes of just breathing and calming down so I can live stream. Okay. And we're talking about this workflow. So I'm hoping you're writing all of this down. I'm not getting into press this button and press that button. I mean, you guys know how to press the button in the system. Not showing that. These are just a step to optimize what you are doing. Let's think about it today as a group. Like these are the steps that we should be taking every time we have an opportunity to go live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. If you're live on TikTok, these are all of the same workflows you should be able to take, or you should be taking this workflow no matter what platform you're going live on. Okay. And what happens when you go live, like what happens, regardless of, I'm going to get to my spot when I say this, regardless of what platform you're going live on, guess what happens when you go live? There's some real accessibility to you. All right. People can find you better when you are live. They're not searching for a video you uploaded. The systems across the board from a social media standpoint will actually push your video up so more people can see that you are live. Sometimes they even send out their own announcements about you being live. Like, how can you beat that? You have real time engagement, just like I have people in YouTube right now that are watching the show, making comments inside of YouTube. I can see and talk to them. That's what we call real time engagement. And I promise you, this is maybe the point that's kind of like my opinion. It's much easier because you don't have to worry. Like if I mess up here and misspell a word, I went back, spelled the word correctly. I hoped I spelled it right. I thought I did, and keep going. Like if it's recorded, you got to go back and edit it, and you're tweaking everything, and it takes a much longer. For me, it's a longer period. If I had to put together a 60-minute video, if I had to do a 60-minute video, that's an hour, it would take me so much longer actually pre-recording it because I will critique everything. When you're live, you can't really critique it. It's really like my radio experience. If you mess up, you mispronounce a word, if you do something wrong, it's live. You can't take it back. And then sometimes we had like a buffer for, I think it was a 7-second buffer, but there's nothing you can do to take back a particular word. You may be able to hit a button to to bleep out a word, but I never had to use that. It wasn't the kind of content I was making. So what I'm saying is, if you are someone like me that likes to this go live, you just like to go live, and it's much easier to do that, and then on the back end, edit out smaller pieces of content so that you could use that for repurposing. That's all I'm saying. All right. That's all I'm saying. And while you're going live, be thoughtful of how you're going to use the content. So I really would like for people to think about using short sound bites. So what I'm saying by short sound bites, so when you watch a news channel and they're reporting on something that happened in the world, and they're actually taking a short segment of someone's speech to say, hey, and this is what the president said today. And they'll just take 10, 15, 20 seconds of whatever that speech is and throw it into the news broadcast. And then they'll come back. And that was the president talking about inflation, and they'll keep going. Okay. You have to think about, um, I said this earlier, the end in mind. So if I'm using short sound bites, what I can do is actually take out those sound bites to use it later in my repurposing. I If no one's told you, I'm telling you what you want to do. If it's a topic, a theme, anything you're talking about, take again 15, 30, 45, 60 seconds and talk about it and then stop. And then restate with more information what you just said. So the restating with more information is not what you're going to use. You're going to use that first 15, 30, 45, 60 seconds to repurpose out to people answering the question that you were asked, or making the point, or whatever it is that you have to make, making that point. And that's how you start with the end in mind. You even are going to use short sound bites. So when I was in radio, I had this opportunity for one day. Politician, minister, Jesse Jackson. All right. Jesse Jackson is has been very popular over the years as a civil rights leader, community leader in the United States. And he came through the city, and on a Sunday morning, he came into my studio, and I didn't know he was coming, but I took the opportunity to interview him. And I thought, of course, that I'm interviewing Jesse Jackson and this is like super cool. But regardless of what question I asked him, he had a sound bite ready, or two ready, to just say whatever he wanted to say. Um, and it was kind of like it was regurgitated stuff I've heard before, stuff that anybody can just pull. I could just pull out of his talk and use it for whatever, but it was just his short little rhymes. Hey, what do you think about the economy right now? And this was years ago, but of course, in America, we always are talking about the economy, right? And he had a short, it was less than a minute soundbite of what he thought was going on with the economy. And almost rhymed the whole nine. He was very well prepared, not for me, but I think it's a part of what he learned to do over time, so people can have those sound bites they can pull out of what he's saying to repurpose on the news channel. Now, I'm not telling you to talk like Jesse Jackson and rhyme your words. What I'm telling you is to understand that, number one, your audience only have so much of an attention span on any topic. All right. Most people want to know how to, they want to get your information, but you also have to know how long people are listening to anything you're saying. That's why I'm changing slides. That's why I'm changing templates in here to keep people's attention. All right. So I want you to be thinking about that and also using sound bites. All right. So let me do this. So I talked about Jesse Jackson. In my example of Jesse Jackson, I'm sure it's less than a minute, but I want to test out this. So when I said be prepared was one of the slides and one of the things that you should do in your workflow. Let me see if I can go back and now just use being prepared as an example and give you like 15, 30, 40 seconds. Here we go. If you, I can't go full screen with this, but I'm fine. I'll stay here. If you want to have anything in life that's worth anything to you or have any value, you have to work for it. And in order to work effectively, you want to be prepared for whatever you are doing. Preparation is key to being successful in reaching your goals. Be prepared for whatever you're doing and be successful at reaching your goals. Now, that was quick, and I repeated myself at the end, but that would resonate with someone. And again, this was like 30 seconds. I can pull that out and then repost it somewhere. And it could be, I could throw music underneath, the violins or something, epic music underneath. And it could be a powerful little statement for someone just on being prepared and how preparing for your goals leads to success. I thought that was pretty cool. All right. All right, let me keep going. That was my example about sound bites and then how you can actually use them. So the next thing that I want to talk about inside of your workflow is just being ready to engage your audience. So it's important that you think about the end user. All right. So I have gone back and forth with YouTube, and when I'm done with this deck, which I'm almost done with, I'm going to talk more to the people in YouTube. Okay. But you want to be sure that you are engaging with your audience and have, just like I did, told them when you're going to talk to them so they can be prepared and wait on you to come back to them, especially if you're doing some tutorials. Tutorials could be hard if you're trying to engage people and you get the mentality of being distracted a lot. It could be difficult for the end user. So you don't want to be distracted with comments. What you want to do is be mindful that I'm saying some things that could resonate with people. I know they have comments, they may have questions. I'm gonna get to them when I'm either through with this slide or done with the deck completely. Okay, the deck of slides is what I'm talking about. That being said, whatever you can do to engage with them and talk to them and allow them to know you know they are there, even if they are in the replay, you want to be able to talk to them so they know. In live video gives you, I think, some of the best opportunities to engage with audiences. Okay. So be thinking about that. Be creative. Think outside of the box. Just because no one else has engaged with them the way you want to do it, figure it out for you. All right, figure it out for you. So as you can tell, I have the picture right here of a young lady that's actually and she has a dress. There's a lot of shoppable videos, and if you have shoppable videos that you are doing, and you can do it live and actually talk to people about the size, colors, and availability of certain products, you can win with shoppable videos. Okay. I'm just telling you, that's a tidbit that I didn't put in the deck, but I'm just giving that to you. And basically, because of where we are inside of the deck now. So, that being said, let me keep going. So, the next thing I want you to be mindful of is edit your recordings. So once you're done, you've engaged them. Next thing in the workflow is to now go to your recording and edit that. So, what are we editing out of the recording? If you are doing live streaming, it is important for you to have a countdown, but in the replay, the countdown has absolutely no value. And we've all made the mistake because it's so hard sometimes going back and taking out the countdown. You have a couple of weeks inside of YouTube to go back and cut or edit your video. Please do that. It would be helpful to you and for the replay. So if you actually click on the show and the person is there talking in a replay, it is much better. Now, I need all the time that I can get on the front end. And today I used 3 minutes of time. And the reason why I did that is because, inside of One Stream Studio, the files can only be so large. I cut it down as much as I could. 3 minute video was perfect. I was able to load it in and it worked out well. And so I want you to be thoughtful about that video starting that way, but it doesn't have to stay on YouTube with that countdown. Okay. Now, as I use OneStream Studio, OneStream Live more and more, I'm able to cut down the countdown time because of the reliability. Like we're still in the studio beta. So I wanted to be sure everything worked out right. And then as everything continues to work and it looks like consistently I'm not having a problem with going live with it connected to YouTube, which I absolutely am not. So then I can start dialing that countdown back to 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. And that would be the shortest I would do, 2.5 minutes, because it does take time for everything to kind of cycle through to get to you. I still would need to go back and edit out the countdown because, again, it has absolutely no replay value. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. All right. So edit your video. So while you're editing your video, you're able to edit the video in 30, excuse me, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. And I don't want to just say 15. I say 15 because that's normal for me, but you can actually do videos that are much shorter. Okay. You can do videos that are absolutely much shorter, which are, what do we want to say? 7, 8, 9 seconds long. Some that are 15 again, 30, 45, and then 60 minutes repurposed videos for TikToks, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Now, YouTube has done something a little different that I want you guys to be aware of. They have added a new feature with Shorts. So you're able to go in, and I think it's only on your mobile device, and it may be just on Apple products right now, where you're able to go to the video and actually create a short on your mobile device for that video that then sends people back to the video so they can watch the shorts, but it's still connected to that large video. Like that is a huge thing right now. Okay. Don't want you to miss that at all. That there's opportunities for you to be able to go inside of YouTube, repurpose your video into a short, but it still leads people to that main video. It's kind of like when people would tell you to and they would tell you to do playlist and send the playlist link out because it would keep going with your videos behind the one they may be looking for. That's always a very good idea for you to be able to have a video that's in shorts that's then linked to the video that you have because everybody's trying to get a larger audience. Everybody's trying to get the viewing number that you can. So for YouTube to do that, I think is really, really cool. So now is that time for us to do a little question and answer. And I actually put myself in a corner, but I need to go to YouTube now and see what you guys are talking about to be sure I hadn't missed anything or to answer any questions that you may have inside of the chat. And we all have some social profiles. Okay. Yeah, use all the social profiles. That's what Erica is saying. There are absolutely no questions inside of YouTube. That means that my job, guys, I actually did it today. And people were so engaged and they watched so very well that there's absolutely no questions. But if you do have a question, please, please, please put it in the comments. And I'm going to stick around just for a second here and talk to you to see if there's anything else I could talk to you about, anything else that you want to know. And while I say that, I do want to say that inside of let me get to my overlays because I didn't mention this earlier and I didn't even have my tickers going or anything. So I like being able to use that ticker. But more importantly, I want to put up the banner for anybody that is looking for an opportunity to use OneStream Live. Um, with OneStream, I'm actually using the beta product with is the studio, but there are ways for you to use pre-recorded videos. There's ways for you to put videos inside of your live stream. That was what I did with the countdown. I actually use a live video to do this today. I'm gonna see if I can do this again. The breaking news one. I thought it was pretty cool. Let's see how it goes. So that's video that you're actually able to load right into your live stream that you have in what we call your intervals here. So I think it's Great products. It's a lot of great things that are being used, and OneStream is making it very simple for us with the studio. And like even tonight, I've used it so much. I feel so comfortable with the system and what it can do and how we can work it to even add a countdown. And if you didn't see the countdown, I'll just show you this for just a little bit of the countdown so you can see what I was talking about because you may have missed. So that's the countdown. I think it's like really, really cool. So I had to play it again. I actually have a ending video as well that I will end with today that I produced. And let me see if I can play that. I'm gonna play it at the end, but I might as well play it now so you guys can see some of the things that you can produce for your show that's not just you being live. Did tutorials, so you saw the slides that I'm able to do by sharing my screen, but you can also throw in some real nice videos inside of your live stream to also connect and engage your audience. Check this out. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I've had an awesome time with you today. Thank you for watching another edition of the Streamers Hub right here on OneStream Live. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Just showing off just a little bit. I'm taking the time to do all this stuff. I want you guys to see it. Streamers Hub 20 is a code that you can use if you are a OneStream Live user already and you want to go up to the next package. You can use that code to give you 20% off discount. If you're watching this video and you're like, wow, you can do all of this with OneStream. Yes, you can do it with OneStream Studio. It's in the beta right now, but you can actually come in, get into OneStream Live and use the beta and actually be as cool looking as I get to be tonight. And you can get a discount for doing it. The Streamers Hub 20 is that discount. So you can use that product code and actually, save a little money while you make some great content. Why not, right? So that being said, I really appreciate you guys being a great audience tonight. You make it really, really easy for me. And thank you, Erica, for saying that it was cool. I tried just a little bit to see how I can step my game up a little bit on this show. I have my little logo banner up. And of course, the Powered by OneStream is over here as well. And I really feel cool about what I'm having the opportunity to actually do here. So everything has been really, really nice. That being said, if you guys don't have any questions in the comment areas, you know where you can find me. I am DJ Strick on Facebook. Everywhere else is Strick City, CITY. So STRICKCITY. So and then you can find me on all the other platforms. I love to talk to one streamers. Okay. So the Streamers Hub people that are hanging out with me, or you're OneStream Live and you just have questions about what's going on and how to do this or how to do that, guess what? I'm available for you. I try my best to be in the community as much as I can, as far as letting people know that I'm here to help. But everybody here tonight, you've heard it from me. I'm here to help you guys out. So thank you so very much for checking us out tonight. Again, at DJ Strick, at Strick City is where you can find me next Monday. We got some more stuff to talk about. So definitely be prepared. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Streamers Hub is right here on OneStream Live. So let me try to get out tonight using my new outro. I guess I can call it that, my new outro. And I hope you guys like it. Have a good night. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I've had an awesome time with you today. Thank you for watching another edition of the Streamers Hub right here on OneStream Live.